Hello and welcome to Wigwell and Anderson. Today we're going to be talking about what is stagflation. It's a really hot issue right now, and by the time I finish with this video you're going to have a pretty good understanding of what it is. It was coined by a gentleman named Ian McLeod, and what he stated was, now we have the worst of both worlds. Wow. Okay, he did that in 1960. So what is stagflation? Stagflation is the rise of unemployment and inflating prices at the same time. There's something in economics called the Phillips curve. And the Phillips curve in economics says that stagflation should never happen. It should never happen. But it does. Now, it takes a perfect storm for this to happen. And the last time it happened was in the 1970s. During that time, these are things that were going on in the 1970s. You might be able to connect with some of these. There was an oil crisis. There was Iran hostage crisis. We had high interest rates. We had unemployment. The cities were in decline. We had inflation. We had oil shocks. And we had supply chain problems. Does that sound kind of familiar? Slow growth. Okay. Growth is measured by something called gross domestic product. And what gross domestic product is that is the combination of all finished goods produced in 1 year. A finished good is a final product. It's not like a piece of wood, but a house built in 1 year counts toward the country's gross domestic product. Now, let's take for a moment and let's figure out what causes stagflation. Okay, right now. And the elements that exist for stagflation right now is, if you think about the student loan forgiveness program, that could be $1.9 trillion of money appearing in the U.S. economy. Not to fix the problem, but just to push the problem down the line a few years. You had the CHIPS Act. You have the war in Ukraine. You have the Infrastructure Act. You have the COVID Relief Act. This comes to over $4 trillion borrowed from our future in 2 years. The Federal Reserve is now in the mode that they must raise rates and they must sell the assets they've accumulated over the last few years. We've had about 15 years of low interest rates, and let's say what that means. When interest rates are low, people can borrow money for ventures that they may normally not borrow money for because the interest rate is too high and they don't want to take the risk. It's like giving out free money. But you have to keep in mind, this right now is a perfect storm. Let me go through a couple of issues that we're looking at also. The slowing of the economy, supply chain problems I mentioned before, inflation, particularly wage inflations, Federal Reserve hikes. In other words, the cost of borrowing money is going up. As I said, the Ukrainian war. The country of China's Belt and Road Initiative, they are expanding their empire. There's something called the dollar hegemony, which we're going to go into in another video. To give you just a brief synopsis, the United States enjoys being the world's currency, the world's reserve currency, and that brings a lot of positive things and a lot of negatives. But if we lose that, guys, we're in real deep shit. And climate change. So, I'd like to thank you for your time. Give me a thumbs up. If you want YouTube, give me a subscribe. And we'll bring you some new stuff very shortly. Thank you and have a good day.